once again, a very warm welcome to all of you. Let's now initiate this roundtable, and let me invite the chair for the roundtable today to set the ball rolling and set the right context, ताकि हम आपसे कुछ अच्छे amazing ideas सुन सकें आने वाले एक घंटे में. A very warm welcome to Mr. Meghdut Roy Chaudhary, Director of Global Operations at Techno India Group, Kolkata, West Bengal. He's somebody who comes from a very big lineage of educationists. They run a lot of schools in and around West Bengal, and also 2 or 3 universities. There's a lot of credit to them to develop the education sector in the eastern part of India. A very warm welcome to Mr. Meghdut, and the next 3 minutes are yours. A very warm welcome to the platform.
Thank you very much, Daksh. It's an absolute pleasure to be amongst all of you today. Quickly talking about the importance of innovation, not just in education, but every field, I guess, that we go forward towards since the pandemic. I think it's absolutely imperative that we are able to sort of crowdsource information the way that Blub is doing, and I'm really glad to know the kind of progress they've made. I had no idea that this was how many 100th session, and so many 1,500 plus educationists and academicians have been part of it already. So it's already quite mature in terms of where it stands in terms of execution. So big ups to Daksh and the team for that. I come not only from a family of educationists and from a lineage of educationists, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. And amongst Bengalis in the East, if you look at it, entrepreneurship has never really been seen as the way forward. So I think my personal goal in life is, there are 2 goals that I have. One of them is obviously to make the city of Calcutta relevant again. If any of you ever follow me on social media, it's something that I try to talk about quite a bit, not just Calcutta, but the East in general, because at some point, this used to be the centerpiece, this used to be the epicenter of innovation, of industry in the country, and continues to be in terms of intellectual capabilities and creative industries. But I think it lacks a young flavor a little bit. So I guess that's something that I'm trying to do a lot through my work in the city and around this place. And the second is to promote entrepreneurship amongst the young generations, to promote innovation amongst the young generations, because God forbid if there is another pandemic like this anytime soon. We've already taken our notes from the first one, and we know that the only people who are there going to save us in the future are going to be the entrepreneurs, the innovators, the out-of-the-box thinkers. So very happy to be here again, and look forward to hearing some amazing ideas today. And thank you very much, Dakshin team, for calling me to be chair for this Blub World session.
Thank you so much, Meghdut. You gave an amazing start to this. And yes, Calcutta को वापस से relevant बनाना, and बहुत सारे young entrepreneurs के साथ आप बहुत सारा काम कर रहे हैं, where you're trying to promote innovation and ideation and काफी सारी entrepreneurship. I had been to Kolkata just a year back, because ये जो global education meet अभी हम लोग virtually कर रहे हैं, this was supposed to happen on ground in Kolkata itself. And when we were doing it in Kolkata, तो हमें एक चीज जो समझ में आई कि entrepreneurship or the word धंधा has a very negative connotation in Bengali. It does not have a very starry image the way it has in the other parts of India. So, and there are a lot of entrepreneurs who right now have defied this social taboo, and they've created amazing organizations from Kolkata, because if you look at that portion of India, you'll find a lot of Marwadi businesses there coming from Rajasthan, but not a lot of ethnic local businesses or business owners. So thank you so much, Meghdut ji, for joining us today. तो आज के इस टॉक में हम लोग स्कूल लीडर्स से ये जानेंगे कि उनकी क्रिस्टल गेजिंग क्या है, वो क्या देख रहे हैं कि आने वाले 2021 में या इस पूरे साल में एजुकेशन कैसे कैसे बदल रही है या बदल गई है, और जब स्कूल्स वापस खुलेंगे तो क्या होगा. Just this morning we had one of the school leaders, actually he's an edupreneur who runs a chain of schools in Bengaluru. He shared that they've started because Karnataka ने schools खोल दिए हैं, तो उन्होंने अपने जैसे ही 9 से 12 तक के बच्चों को इनवाइट किया. They were thinking that it will be a floodgate, कि दरवाजे खुलेंगे, बच्चे पहले जैसे आ जाएंगे. But the scenario is just the opposite of it. जब स्कूल्स खुले 1 तारीख को, तब केवल 15% बच्चे स्कूल आए थे, and the whole campus was confused, क्योंकि social distancing रखनी है, असेंबली में इकट्ठा होना है. लोग ये समझ ही नहीं पा रहे थे. Nobody knows where to go, and there was a lot of confusion that loomed around. तो आप लोग अपने अपने एरिजनास में क्या-क्या देख रहे हैं और किस-किस तरीके के चेंजेस आपको लगता है आने वाले हैं. So let me now invite the first speaker for today to add her perspective on how does she think is education changing. A very warm welcome to Mrs. Rohini Aima, Principal, Jammu Sanskriti School from Jammu and Kashmir. Rohini ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm
Good evening to everyone. And first of all, best wishes for this new year 2021. And we all expect that school should be open for the children physically. So my perspective, what I have been planning and thinking that the next session again, it's going to be embedded classrooms, where because the embedded and the blended classroom learning will carry forward, which will make a future transition easier if needed for all of us. This is what I feel. And for that, we as leaders need to activate our counselors and the coordinators and heads of different departments to develop individual and group support plan for the staff, for the family, and for the students, and identify additional needs if they need to be, carried out in the new session. And of course, what we need to plan is review what was taught during 2020 and what were the learning gaps that remained with the children when they were not physically present in the schools. So during online classes and between the physical classrooms, there must have been certain learning gaps, what syllabus we covered with them. So the new curriculum, we need to plan where we need to include those things, verifying the learning gaps for different standards, and new curriculum needs to be set up accordingly. And the first and the foremost thing which we need to look into this session will be development of knowledge and practice of human values such as patriotism, non-violence, honesty, and peace. And because if the children and we as leaders, the parents, the staff, as human beings, if we are having these kinds of values, I think we can sustain any kind of calamity or any kind of situation coming in the next. You never know when this can happen again or something happen, else can happen again. So we need to be prepared with that. For this, the value education is of utmost importance. And along with the values, we need to have the skills in health and nutrition, physical fitness, which needs to be encouraged to the children. Because unless we are physically fit, we are mentally stable, I think we cannot lead the way we have done the transformation in education. This is because of the presence of healthy mind and healthy body. This is again, and of course, the caring attitude, the caring culture in the schools, which we have to develop. Because of 2020, this pandemic, there are certain, children or the parents or the teachers who must have gone through a lot of stress and strain. And we need to look into the caring culture of the school and should identify that, prioritize our teaching, which needs to be prioritized, what kind of teaching should go into the physical classrooms, if at all we open, and what should be carried on with further online and virtual media. So this is what we need to blend both the things and plan for, further teaching, learning. And strategies, I would say, for teaching especially, the retention rates I have seen, the participatory teaching methods, they really have the more retention power with the children than just the passive teaching methods. So we should move on to more of experiential learning, where the integration of most of the subjects should be there, like the art integration. The new NEP is also talking about art integration, sports education, and ICT, because these are the important things which need to be, integrated with the main subjects, whether it's a science, mathematics, SST, or whatever we are teaching to the children. So integration will be a blended learning, and that will, make the teachers and the students more collaborative. Because once we integrate these subjects, the integration of subjects will collaborate the teachers also, because they will be sharing their subject knowledge with each other. And similarly, students will be, researching about these subjects and collaborating with each other. So the collaboration will be the main thing in coming system of education, and the communication. Whatever I plan as a head, will not work. I have to plan, I have to relegate to my teachers, and teachers have to again, drop it down to the teacher, students, and the family, as of course. One good thing we learned through the online teaching was the participation of parents. They were equally involved in the teaching learning process of their children, and the teaching with good humor. I think that should again be the new strategy, because that will be adding to the cordial relationships and physiological and psychological beneficial points for the children and the parents and the teachers also. Then we need to...
Thank you so much, Rohini ma'am. The first time set was over, but we'll try to come back to you. So just to give a recap and summarize what all you said, operations has to now shift to an individual approach, क्योंकि बहुत ज़्यादा operation intensive हो जाएगा अब स्कूल को चलाना. अब वैसा नहीं होगा जैसा पहले था. एक instruction being followed by all won't meet the targets. Learning gaps have to be identified और उनकी fulfilling करनी होगी बहुत जल्दी. Doubt classes ज़्यादा करनी होगी, content delivery कम, theory कम हो जाएगी, and resolution ज़्यादा करना होगा. Human values priority हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि अभी human life ही endangered है, तो human values ज़्यादा critical हो गई हैं अपने आप से. Fitness, blended learning, participatory teaching, and एक चीज जो सुबह भी बात में आई थी कि आपको अपने स्टूडेंट्स के साथ थोड़ा और सच्चा होना पड़ेगा. You'll have to be more truthful with your students. कि there has to be a lot of content that they have to research, on which they have to work, because you cannot deliver everything in a 30-minute class. There's a lot of work that will happen after the class. Integration of subjects, research collaboration, parent participation. Parents ने education outsource कर दी थी, अब उन्हें लग गया है कि नहीं, they have to be involved. School as a model is absolutely transparent. सबको सब कुछ दिख रहा है. So at this point, we have to go to a much more personalized learning experience. And जहाँ पे आपने बात खत्म करी, humor in teaching. अब आपने बच्चों को engage करना है, और सबसे important ये ध्यान रखना है कि आपने teacher और entertainer के बीच का balance लाना है, जो बहुत important है कि teacher entertainer ना हो जाए और केवल वो करने के चक्कर में content delivery ना खत्म हो जाए. So thank you so much, Rohini ma'am. Let me now invite the next speaker. The next speaker will add a थोड़ा आप कह सकते हैं international twist to the whole discussion. Let me now invite Ms. Lynette Rita Martin, who's an education advisor and freelancer from Dhaka, Bangladesh. So Lynette ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio, and a very warm welcome.
Happy New Year, first of all. We have started a new year. All right. The thing is that, since we have started a new year, we cannot say that we are restarting our education, right? I would humbly oppose with this word restarting, because education itself is an ongoing process, right? So it is not that since they are in holidays, they stopped learning something. And since my field is up to primary level, I will be focused only up to this level only, right? So I know there are many speakers, many ideas will come up. So what I felt during this pandemic period, because I was working as a principal also up to June, and after that I continued as an advisor. So I have seen a lot of variations in education system in my country. I have dealt with the students, I have dealt with the parents, and also I have dealt with the teachers. So what I feel that it is really difficult to develop the skills in children through online. But then again, there is no other alternative. We have to go through this online education system, I think, in 21 even, right? So for this reason, we need to be very practical that how we can develop our children's ability. It is not that what we are giving, but what they are receiving, how they are becoming skilled in something. So what I feel that, I will make it very short, that instead of pens and papers, leave it aside now. You understand? Leave it aside. Instead, you focus on keys and screens. I hope you understand what I mean, right? Like if we can help our students to develop the skills in how to handle the keyboard and how to browse different sites, from their very early age, they will learn how to gather knowledge from different sites. And if they learn the applications like a Word, PowerPoint, then Excel, they will know how to produce their learning. You understand? So if they are skilled in these applications from the very early age, their learning will become easier. And I think they will also enjoy, because they will feel that, oh, I am doing something like my dad. I'm doing like something like an adult person, they will enjoy it. It will be like exploration for themselves. And with these, we can integrate some life skills, some values, and through these applications, they can develop themselves. This is my sharing only. So we can switch to keys and screens instead of pens and papers. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lynette ma'am. To summarize what you said, that you oppose the word restarting, and शायद इस वर्ड को हम लोगों ने इस्तेमाल ही इसीलिए किया था कि कोई ना कोई कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा ऑफेंड हो जाए और कोई नया आइडिया आ जाए. Because that's the way the complete media industry works. When you give a negative stimulus, you get good content. When you give a positive stimulus, you don't get a good content. And आपने एक बात जो कही, that's a very important concept that's right now being promoted even by the United Nations when they talk of education, that learning for life, not for any other purpose. India में learning कभी कभार exams देने के लिए होती है, कभी कभार mugging up करने के लिए होती है. So we need to finally go into the objective of learning, education, which is finally achieving a life that you find worth living, successful and satisfactory. You then spoke about developing skills becomes very difficult. As of now, पूरा जो education sector है, that has found its new divisions, नए verticals हो गए. School अब एक certification organization रह गया है. बहुत सारे edtech players आ गए जो कि skills के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो इतनी evoluted skills हैं कि school वो deliver नहीं कर सकता, because school is not meant for that. तो अभी पूरा सेक्टर आप कह सकते हैं जो इंडियन माइथोलॉजी में कहते हैं समुद्र मंथन हो रहा है. वी आर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड आउट कि इसमें से जहर कौन सा है और अमृत कौन सा है, बट एज ऑफ नाउ वी डोंट नो इट. सो दैट्स व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन. देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ टर्मोइल. You then spoke about from papers to screens, developing children's ability of self-learning, that they become active learners rather than passive learners. And tech adds a lot of aspiration and exploration. बच्चों को टेक्नोलॉजी हाथ में मिलते ही कुछ नया मिलता है, but with this comes a new challenge. When we talk of these many children, these many parents, and this community of learners and educators online, the biggest challenge that comes up is of safety. And you'll all would rather appreciate this fact. मतलब इसको समझना तो चाहिए हर एक educationist को कि when we talk of a country like India, we still, till date, do not have a legislation that talks about child online user protection. The only enactment that right now is being followed across the world is a US law called the Child Online User Protection Act, COPA, and it does not even apply to Indian waters or Indian land, and we do not have any document till now. And I suppose ये educationists की जिम्मेदारी है कि आप इस समय पे at least एक opinion तैयार करना शुरू करें, so that we have a legislation as soon as possible, क्योंकि बच्चों की और इतनी बड़ी community की security और safety भी शिक्षाविदों की ही जिम्मेदारी है. So thank you so much, Lynette ma'am. Let me now invite the next speaker for today. She is a principal of a school जहाँ पे discipline सबसे बड़ी priority है. And when you talk of discipline, उससे एक ही चीज सबसे पहले खत्म होती है, that is curiosity. और जिसको envisage करने की पूरी कोशिश कर रहा है पूरा शिक्षा जगत. So let's have a perspective from her that what does she think is going to change or has changed or will change in this very year in school education. A very warm welcome to Dr. Rama Mattu, the principal, Army Public School from Mathura Cant, Uttar Pradesh. Rama ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. Please unmute your audio and a very warm welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much, Daksh. First of all, a happy new year to all the edu leaders and other stakeholders who are there on the platform today. And I congratulate the Blub World Web Talks and your whole team for conducting so many talk shows and inviting so many educators on the platform and discuss certain issues. So I'll not take much time talking about this. So many things Rohini ma'am and the other ma'am has already covered. So I'll just talk a little bit about how we are going to continue with our education system. So again, I'm in favor that I'll not say that we are restarting the education. The education is already going on. So we have just changed the methods. How are we going to conduct the same things in a different pattern or different methods? So what is important in the coming future is that we have to ensure the digital equity. You were talking about the legislation, and we really need to work on these areas. We need to regularize practice through blended forms. We need to take parents into consideration by doing their counseling, because there's a huge wedge created between the stakeholders, that is students, parents and schools. So that gap is to be fulfilled by giving proper counseling time to time. We need to work on the time management. Time management is very important in respect of schools, in respect of students, parents, everybody who is there involved in there. Other important thing is that we need to address the emotional balance. As we all know, it's not pandemic only. There are certain things that have created a lot of confusion, and as you said, we are into a manthan basically. Somewhere we got with NEP 2020, it's on cards but it's not implemented. Nobody knows hona kya hai or hona kaise hai. So everybody in their own mind is making something or the other thing to, we are going to do this thing, we are not sure whether it will be successful or no. So main emphasis to create a balance, which is basically giving emotional setback to certain group of people who are involved in the system. Other important thing is that teachers really need to work on the mindset of the students, because now students are also, many times we feel that okay, it is fun or it is very easy work from home, but we have faced a lot of challenges in respect of network, in respect of certain parents could not manage with the electronic gadgets. So we have no doubt faced challenges more, rather than we can say that we had all the goodies working from home. No. So be it a teacher, be it the management, everybody was on toes and looking forward, what can we do to improve the system, what can we do to give the correct knowledge. So these are the areas we really need to focus now for the future. As Rohini ma'am has already said, the blended form is the need of the hour. So this has to continue. So you have to continue and equip your system wholly solely to go with the online and offline content both, where every child has to be part of the education system. As you said, some of the school edu leaders from Bangalore, he already talked. The same thing happened with us. We reopened the school and the attendance was 3% from class 9 to 12th, where we hardly had any other option to go with it. We had to shut down the school and go continue with the online system only, because our pre-boards and other things were happening. So other thing is we need to reassess our own system, reassess the teaching methodologies, reassess the teaching strategies, reassess the pattern we have been using. This is the right time that reflective teaching will help the teachers to analyze what were they doing, what are they supposed to do, and what will help them. Other thing is what I feel is open-ended questions can help students and teachers to make a connect between the stories and the real.
Thank you so much, Rama ma'am. Pehla slot finished. So just to summarize, continuing education, सब जने उसी के तरीके ढूंढ रहे हैं. सेम ऑब्जर्वेशन आपके यहाँ भी हुई कि स्कूल्स जब खुले तो 3% अटेंडेंस, 3% बच्चे, ऐसे में स्कूल ऑपरेट करना इज नेक्स्ट टू इम्पॉसिबल. डिजिटल इक्विटी, रेगुलराइजिंग प्रैक्टिस, इस समय पे सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज ये है कि आपका जो बच्चे का स्कूल से कॉलेज में जाने का ट्रांजिशन है वो पूरी तरह से डिसरप्टेड है. जब सीबीएसई मई में एग्जाम्स लेगा तो बच्चे एडमिशन कब लेंगे, और पूरे एक साल का काम स्कूल कुछ ही महीनों में कैसे खत्म करेगा. हाउ वुड थिंग्स फाइनली टर्न आउट और शेप अप. टाइम मैनेजमेंट इंपॉर्टेंट, इमोशनल बैलेंस, एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन टू फाइंड बैलेंस, ये बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है अभी, क्योंकि एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन जितना होगा उतना जल्दी आप सोल्यूशन तक पहुंच जाएंगे. ब्लेंडेड फॉर्म ऑफ लर्निंग एंड रीअसेसिंग इवैल्यूएशन, क्योंकि पुराने तरीके के इवैल्यूएशन के लिए पुराने तरीके का साल होना चाहिए था, वैसा साल नहीं था, तो इवैल्यूएशन वैसा नहीं हो सकता. So thank you so much, Rama ma'am. Let me now invite the next speaker for today, Miss Priya Paran, who's the Vice Principal of JS Global School from Chennai. Priya ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes on what do you think will you be doing in your school as something innovative for this new session.
Good evening and Happy New Year to everyone. And then, see, education is evolving, and it is, thanks to the pandemic, it's evolving at a rapid rate. And when I talk about educational evolution, I'm not talking about the technological evolution, which we all mastered in the last 9 months in a hurry. I'm talking about pedagogical evolution. Pedagogical evolution is something where you have to have that kind of rethink and reimagine and recharge education. That is what I'm talking about, pedagogical evolution. For this to happen, we have to flip our priorities. When I say flip our priorities, we have to not only think in terms of academic content. We have to think more. We have to base our entire learning at the or catch the learners at the effective domain of learning. I mean, give them compassion, base it on compassion, and base it on forming a community. So that is what I mean by flipping our priorities. When this happens, I think we can draw our learners to the learning table, because a lot of times, even now, I see a lot of students disinterested because they are not coming to school. It is always screen time. They are muting their screens and then they're off. You don't know whether they are there or they are not there. And so in order to fix this, I think we have to go at the emotional level or the affective domain level and connect with them. First thing is to connect with them. By connecting, we need to check on their well-being. Go even to the level of calling them and finding out what is going on. Check on them and also bring in programs which will be part of the curriculum, socio-emotional well-being programs, and also activities which can be brought at the everyday session, maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes, where these activities where the socio-emotional well-being is addressed, and you bring in a sense of belonging amongst the peers, so that if something is not right, someone will pick it up and they can always feel a sense of belonging, that I can depend on somebody else in my classroom, or I can depend on my teacher. So connect at that level. And the next is to have a partnership with the community of the learners. Partnership with when I say community of the learners, it mainly focuses on the parents. Have a strong home to school connection. Build a strong home to school connection with the parents. And then while you do this, have a flexible approach, because every family situation is very different. So at a school level, we have to think how we can establish a strong home to school connection. Next is, once we have done these two, if we top this with activities to keep the students engaged, and it's not one activity or two activities, a variety of activities, academic activities to keep the students engaged, then we can definitely draw them to the learning table. So it could be, we can cut out a lot of lecture, and we can do a lot of inquiry-based learning. We can do project-based learning. We can put in a lot of fun. We can even do something like academic scrapbooking, where learning is incorporated. So all this will allow our students to be really interested in what we teach and focus on what we are teaching. So once all this is, once we have all this in place, we still have to assess our students. When we go on to assessing our students, we have to definitely cut out those boring, high stakes 20th century testing practices and bring in those 21st century testing methods, which are aligned to 21st century learning and teaching instructions. What I mean by that is, we have to start thinking small about our assessments. We have to start thinking about them as local, stress-free, and fun. So we can allow our students to maintain a portfolio and assess our students based on the portfolio. We are anyways going to have project-based learning. We can take the outcomes of these projects and assess them using those projects and their outcomes. So such methods will definitely allow for positive student achievement. And I think this is catching them at the effective domain and basing it on a foundation of compassion and community will help us build a perfect learning environment. So with that, I conclude.
Thank you so much, Priya ma'am. To summarize what you said, टेक्नोलॉजी टू पेडागोजी एवोल्यूशन, टेक्नोलॉजी हम सबको बहुत जल्दी अडैप्ट कर ली हमने, क्योंकि वो जबरदस्ती थी, हमारे ऊपर थी, बट पेडागोजिकल चेंजेस उतना जल्दी इंप्लीमेंट नहीं हुए, एक्सेप्ट भी नहीं हुए. We have to flip priorities, focus not to be on content but on compassion. आपको ये समझना होगा आपका learner किस state of mind में है, and then finally finding a way to find that effective domain जहाँ पे आप उसको influence कर पाएं और वो learning आपसे ले पाए. Because what we have observed while all these transactions or while all these interactions with so many school leaders, that the teaching is going on, but the learning is sometimes on a holiday. क्योंकि learning अच्छे से हुई नहीं, क्योंकि बच्चा कभी था कभी नहीं था, कभी कोई बच्चा माइनक्राफ्ट खेल रहा था, कभी कोई यूट्यूब देख रहा था, लेकिन आपके स्क्रीन पे नहीं था, वो अपनी अटेंडेंस लगाने के बाद में प्रेजेंट नहीं था. सो दिस इज वेयर द रियल डिस्कनेक्ट हैपेंड. Connect with students, sense of belongingness, home to school connection, inquiry based learning and local and stress free assessments. ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर है कि हम चीजों को लोकलाइज करना सीख जाएं. विद द रेस टू ग्लोबलाइज एवरीथिंग, हम ये भूल गए कि बच्चा लोकली पढ़ेगा. We forgot the effects of community on a student. When there was the Gurukul format of learning, it was always the commune that taught the child, not just the teacher. And that's typically what a school is. A school is simply a commune or a safe space for a student. The most drastic impact that the lockdown had on a student was not that he missed classes. The biggest problem was he missed that safe space. बच्चों के पास से वो जगह चली ही गई जिसने बहुत बड़े बड़े इमोशनल गैप्स अब खड़े कर दिए हैं, एंड एक बायोलॉजिकल गैप भी खड़ा कर दिया. जब इतने सारे बच्चे मिलते थे रोजाना, तो देयर वाज अ लॉट ऑफ वायरस एक्सचेंज दैट यूज्ड टू हैपन, और वो सारा एक साल में उनकी इम्यूनिटी को बढ़ाता, अंदर की एंटीबॉडीज को बढ़ाता, लेकिन वो भी नहीं हुआ. सो इट इज नॉट जस्ट दैट लर्निंग स्टॉप्ड, अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स दैट आर अराउंड इट came onto a standstill. So thank you so much, Priya ma'am. Let me now invite the next speaker for today, Miss Anju Pandey, Senior School Teacher at Yadavendra Public School from Patiala, Punjab. Anju ma'am, over to you for the next 3 minutes. A very warm welcome.
Thank you so much, Mr. Gaur. Very good evening to all of you. I'm Mrs. Anju Pandey. I was the former head of the kindergarten section of IPS Patiala, and presently I'm taking chemistry classes in the senior section. So I've been invited to share my views on this burning topic. And I solely agree with most of the panelists that the coming session will be a mix of online and offline classes. And when we are talking about education, the first thing that comes to our mind is preparing the children for life. So I would like to first concentrate on the 6 C's. Communication. Not only conveying what the children want to, but also being good listeners. Then collaboration, teamwork. So we'll have to give more of projects and where teamwork is involved. Thirdly, critical thinking. Whenever there is a problem like this pandemic came and we teachers really worked together and came up with a nice solution. Similar is with the case of children. They also need to learn how to come up with solutions, critically think, and come up with more creative ideas. Then giving them the touch of the culture and building citizenship feeling, the feeling of belongingness, the character building. Once they start working as a team, they start learning to cope up with the weaknesses and the positives and the negatives of their colleagues and their peers. They learn a lot from them. Plus, they also learn a lot of tolerance, a lot of teamwork, how to move forward as a group. So we have to work on that, and we, as ma'am says, we all working towards the integration of subjects, because time management is the biggest challenge that the teachers face. So the STEM and the STEAM activities and all we are already doing. But the main thing that I think in the coming session we should concentrate on is experiential learning. Now, it's quite possible that we are not able to take our children out for tours and travels. Things might not be the same for trekkings and all. So a very nice thing that technology has given us is the virtual world, the virtual labs, virtual tours to museums, virtual tours to monuments. Even the astronomy can be introduced. If we are not able to do, if you're able to do it, wonderful, but that Skywatch, if you're not able to do in the coming session, it can even be done through the use of technology, because this is one field where I feel we people are really lacking. We are not giving them the experience of knowing what the space is, or our ISRO is doing such a good job, but our bachas, our children are actually not exposed to that. So in case they want a career, we have to give them a little exposure during their school years. Yeah, this is, and rightly said, integration, which is extremely important, because unless and until the children work with all the subjects together as projects, they are not going to do, we won't be able to finish our job. You know? So I suppose together we will be able to make a better educational center and a better hub, you can say, an educational hub. Together, 21 is going to come with good, bright, new ideas. As the bachas always come up, once we give them the job, they really come up with excellent ideas. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Anju ma'am. To summarize what you said, you started with those 7 C's, जिसमें communication, collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, character, and ऐसी बहुत सारी बातें आई. Integration of subjects, experiential learning, and intro to new subjects. बच्चों के लिए अब क्या है, वैरायटी बहुत बढ़ गई है. उनका जो बफे था अभी तक बहुत छोटा सा था, अब वो बफे बहुत बड़ा हो गया है क्योंकि बहुत सारे नए नए प्लेयर्स आ गए हैं. स्कूल की जो अथॉरिटी थी, वो अथॉरिटी तो एग्जिस्ट करती है, लेकिन उसकी जो कस्टोडियनशिप ऑफ नॉलेज थी वो अब ब्रोकन हो चुकी है, बिकॉज वो कस्टोडियन अब कोई भी नहीं है. उसका कस्टोडियन अब हर कोई है, बिकॉज गूगल सबके पास है, वो सर्च रिजल्ट सबके पास है. So after listening to all your ideas, let's have again a review for a feedback from our chair of the round table. Meghduji, over to you for the next 2 minutes for your comments, and then we'll move ahead with the round table.
Couple of very interesting points in there. One that I'll talk about, one that I love and one that I don't agree with at all. I start with the one that I absolutely love, the idea of the community. I think that that is something that struck a chord with me. I think at the end of the day, what are we doing with education? Right? We're trying to prepare our kids to go forward and become part of some kind of a society, right? It can be, and also part of various communities, because they will probably be working somewhere. That's one community that they're forming. They'll probably be living somewhere, which is a house or a flat or wherever. There'll be a community there. There'll be a community of their family, friends, and so on and so forth. So essentially, when we are teaching kids in classrooms, we are preparing them to be part of a bigger community later. Now, I've seen that since when I was in school, we have, of course, various different kinds of kids, right? We have kids who are introverts, who find it a little bit harder to form strong, bonds of community. But we also see that for extroverts, for example, it's quite easy to go ahead and make friends and form parts of very interesting relationships with their peers. And I think what schools need to really focus on is helping kids not feel left out. Because I've seen, even with my sister, for example, who's 10 years younger than me, she went to one of the best schools in the country, definitely in the city, and maybe one of the best schools in the country. And she never really felt like part of a bigger community, in spite of the fact that she was a great student at the very beginning. And then what ended up happening was, because she did not feel connected in some way, she did not feel like her peers or her classmates were on the same level as her, that kind of made her feel more and more aloof. And at some point she just stopped caring about school and her grades dropped. But when she went into college, which was earlier this year, she started studying design. When she found people like herself, her motivation to be better at school, that improved, and that made her a better student. That made her a better part of the community, which is what is going to lead her to her professional career. And that just helps. She's just a lot more motivated. She's acing every single class, and she's at the top of her class. So that's one point that I absolutely loved. And I would, encourage all of the schools that all of you run as leaders to definitely take that into account. And the one point that I did not really agree with is the keys and screens point, because in general, I think there's way too much focus being given on on education online. And especially if you're dealing with kids in primary and pre-primary levels, exposing them to that much of technology might not be the best way of making sure that they develop the necessary cognitive, logical skills that they will need to grow as individuals and as adults. I mean, already we have hundreds and thousands of crores of rupees being spent by companies like Byju's and companies like White Hat Junior to promote coding in schools from a very young age. Is that the end? To what end are we talking about? No, none of these kids are, not none, but less than 1% of these kids are going to go up and create multi-billion-dollar companies or become even startup owners, or even become computer engineers. It's great. Coding is a great skill, for example, to have if you want to build your cognitive skills as a young age and get better at decision making. But it's also equally, if not more important, for them to go out and play. It's more important for them to kind of feel like they're part of something bigger. And I think that's about what you learn from school. School is not just about learning about I don't know, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell from an animated video that you see on your mom's iPad. I don't think that's the point of the school. The school is where you form meaningful relationships with people around you. That's the basis of education that sets you how to learn throughout your life. And I hope that by the time we are able to get back to classrooms, of course hybrid, of course integration of technology, but let's not forget that technology is only an enabler, and it will never be a replacement for classroom learning, if you ask me. That's just my opinion, and I hope I have made my point clear. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Meghdoot ji. Technology को बहुत ज़्यादा इज्जत दे दी हमने, ये बात हकीकत है. One of the school leaders on this very platform shared an amazing, एक अच्छा सा sentence उन्होंने frame किया था, जिसको मैं बहुत बार quote करता हूँ, कि टेक्नोलॉजी एजुकेशन का वो बच्चा है जो भी बड़ा हो गया है और जिसने घर की जिम्मेदारी अपने कंधे पे ले ली है. तो उसने जिम्मेदारी तो ले ली है, लेकिन प्रॉब्लम ये है कि वो जो बच्चा है उसका एटीट्यूड बहुत ज्यादा है. तो वो धीरे धीरे ओवर अ कोर्स ऑफ टाइम मेलो डाउन भी होगा, क्योंकि हम भी अब सीख गए, हम भी अब समझदार हो गए. एंड यस, ये जो रिस्क है कि एक टीचर हमेशा के लिए खत्म हो जाएगा, या एक स्कूल खत्म हो जाएगा, या फिजिकल स्पेसेस हो जाएंगे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. क्योंकि कैलकुलेटर आने से मैथ्स के टीचर नहीं गए, उसके बाद आपका गूगल आ गया तब भी स्कूल बंद नहीं हुए. दुनिया आगे बढ़ जाती है. बट द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट और पार्ट ऑफ लर्निंग is the human connect, and you cannot remove humans when you want to create a human connect. You need humans at the end to do this. So Blub World believes in a very simple concept कि हमारे आसपास के जो बच्चे हैं, जिस कम्युनिटी में सारा एजुकेशन स्पेस काम करता है, हम एक सबसे महत्वपूर्ण चीज भूल जाते हैं. हम ये भूल जाते हैं कि बच्चों की भी ओपिनियंस होती हैं. And that's where Blub World simply comes in. When we talk about our mistakes, our learnings and our lives. हम शायद बच्चे से बात करना भूल जाते हैं, उसके फीडबैक लेना भूल जाते हैं. एंड दैट्स वेयर वी सिंपली कम फ्रॉम. इसीलिए हर ऐसे बड़े से टॉक के अंदर जब हम उसे करते हैं, हम कोशिश करते हैं कि किसी ना किसी बच्चे को इनवाइट जरूर करें, ताकि उसका एक पर्सपेक्टिव ऐड हो सके इस पूरे डिस्कशन के अंदर. सो टुडे वी हैव विद अस अ टीन पोएट, जिसने ब्लब वर्ल्ड टीनेज ट्यून्स करके एक एक्टिविटी होती है जिसमें बहुत सारे टीनेजर्स पार्टिसिपेट करते हैं अपनी पोएट्री लिख के. तो ये वैसे एक सेशंस के ये विनर थे. And today he'll recite a poetry for all of you before we go into the next section of this discussion today. A very warm welcome to Kiran Dhiman, who is a student of Viveka Foundation School from Himachal Pradesh. So Kiran, over to you for the next 3 minutes, and we would want to listen to you, आपके अपने words में, कि how do you see the world around you? Over to Kiran.
नमस्कार, आज मैं किरण धीमान विवेका फाउंडेशन स्कूल हिमाचल प्रदेश से आप सभी के सामने एक खुद के द्वारा लिखी गई कविता की प्रस्तुति करने जा रही हूँ. आज मैं आपको अपनी कविता के द्वारा एक ऐसे मुद्दे की ओर ले जाना चाहूंगी जिसके बारे में सोचते तो सब हैं, बात भी सब करते हैं, अपने शब्दों के द्वारा चिंता भी सभी लोग जताते हैं, लेकिन जब उन्हीं शब्दों पर अमल करने की बारी आती है तब कोई आगे ही नहीं आता है. मेरी कविता का शीर्षक है कि समानता सिर्फ हमारी ही नहीं, उनकी भी है. आज के दौर में जो समानता शब्द है वो सिर्फ एक लड़का और एक लड़की, इन दोनों के ही बीच की बात रह गई है. आप सभी लोग इनके बारे में तो बहुत बातें करते होंगे, कविताएं भी पढ़ी होंगी, इनके बारे में लिखी भी होंगी, सुनी भी होंगी, लेकिन आज मैं उनके बारे में बात करना चाहूंगी जिनको शायद हम भूल चुके हैं. क्या आपको सच में लगता है कि हम भूल चुके हैं? जी नहीं, हम तो असल में उनके बारे में बात ही नहीं करना चाहते हैं, उनके साथ उठना नहीं चाहते, बैठना नहीं चाहते, यहाँ तक कि उनके आसपास तक नहीं रहना चाहते. जी हाँ, मैं उन्हीं की बात कर रही हूँ जिनका जिक्र होता है तो किसी गाली में, किसी की निंदा करने में, या फिर किसी का मजाक उड़ाने में. और इसी के साथ मैं अपनी कविता की शुरुआत करना चाहूंगी. आप समझ तो गए ही होंगे कि मैं उन्हीं के बारे में बात कर रही हूं जिन्हें हम किन्नर कहकर भी बुलाते हैं. क्या देखा है कभी सूरज को वो गए चुनते हुए, क्या रोशनी भी कभी भागी लोगों में चलते हुए, क्या देखा है कभी सूरज को वो गए चुनते हुए, क्या रोशनी भी कभी भागी लोगों में चलते हुए, क्या बारिशें भी कभी रुकी हम लोगों को देख के, क्या रूठ जाता है कभी वो आसमां हमसे, तो कौन कहता है हम भले, तो कौन है वो बुरे, क्या देखा है कभी सूरज को वो गए चुनते हुए। देखिए, कभी उस एक शक्ति ने नहीं, कभी हमारी प्रकृति ने नहीं हमसे आकर ये कहा कि तुम ऊंच हो और वो नीच। तो फिर हम कौन होते हैं ये तय करने वाले कि हम इज्जत के लायक हैं और वो नहीं? अरे कब हम सब ये समझेंगे कि हमारे कर्मों का अस्तित्व ही हमारी इज्जत का अस्तित्व है, अपने जात से नहीं, अपने धर्म से नहीं, अपने वेशभाष से नहीं, ये पाओगे, इज्जत पाओगे, कभी नहीं। और इसी के साथ मैं अपनी कविता को आगे बढ़ाना चाहूंगी। क्या अस्तित्व उनका भी होता यहाँ, गर नीचे ही होते वो, क्या मिलता उनको भी आसरा, गर रूठा ही होता वो, तब क्यों नहीं हमने शामिल किया दुनिया में अपनी उनको, तब मान उनका ही रोंदा हमने जमीनों में यूं, कि हम तो हों जैसे उड़ रहे हमारी छाया में जैसे वो, क्या हमने ऐसा ही कर दिया कि बस प्रतिष्ठा में हम जिए, क्या देखा है कभी सूरज को वो गए चुनते हुए। देखिए, आज मैं आप सभी से एक सवाल करना चाहूंगी, सवाल मैं आपसे करूंगी, लेकिन अगर आप इसका जवाब खुद को देंगे तो वो ज्यादा बेहतर रहेगा। जब भी आप किसी की निंदा करते हैं बिना किसी वजह के, तब आपको ऐसा नहीं लगता कि उन्हें भी उसी तरह से बुरा लगता होगा?
I think there was an internet issue. Yeah, but thank you so much, Kiran, for your creation. So, हम लोग हर बार एक चीज जो हमने इतने समय में रियलाइज करी इतने इंटरेक्शंस में, कि when you make kids create art of any form, that is the point you actually get into a kid's opinion. बच्चे की ओपिनियन वहीं पे निकल के आती है, क्योंकि सीधे सीधे बात करने में बहुत बार आती नहीं। And we finally at some point forget that they also have an opinion, which has to be appreciated and thought about. So, Blub के अभी तक के काम में we worked on a very simple concept of teens inspiring teens. हम हर महीने दुनिया भर के ऐसे बहुत सारे टीनेजर्स ढूंढते हैं जो कुछ बहुत गजब कर रहे हैं, एंड उनकी स्टोरीज दुनिया भर के करीबन 6,500 स्कूलों के करीबन 20-25 लाख स्टूडेंट्स तक पहुंचाते हैं। And a very small story for all of you before this talk comes to an end. There's a small girl who had her first painting exhibition at the age of 2, which was a completely sold out exhibit. She had the second exhibit at the age of 4 at one of the best galleries in Europe, which was also sold out. And she was invited by one of the biggest art galleries in New York to again have an exhibit at the age of 7, which was also a complete sold out show. She right now lives in Melbourne, Australia, is just 13 years old, has never gone to a school, and earns in millions. And that was the cover page of Blub World just some days back, and that's Elita Andre. And Elita was with us on this very platform, and she talked to nearly 10,000 school students from all across India on this very platform. तो हम हर महीने ऐसे बहुत सारे बच्चों को ढूंढ के उनकी स्टोरीज, उनके एक्सपीरियंसेस दूसरे बच्चों तक पहुंचाने की कोशिश करते हैं, बिकॉज हमें अब ये समझना होगा, education is not about dictation. It's now about engagement, and it's much more about inspiring. So I hope you enjoyed the last 60 minutes that you spent with us. If you did, you can open your audio and say a big yes if you want to attend the future sessions. And thank you so much for being a part of the Blub World Global Education Meet 2021. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much for giving your time. I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Thank you.